All right, time to continue our Know Your Rights segments this morning with Catherine Stowe from Injury Florida Law. And I like this that we're doing this morning. We're talking about some lingo, some terms when it comes to workers' compensation that you will probably be hearing if you have not heard yet. Good morning, Catherine.
Yeah.
So good to see you.
Thank you for having me, as always. Yeah, I mean, it's really important. There's a whole textbook that just has a glossary of terms, and they're terms that most people, if they've never been in the system and they find themselves in it, are going, what does this mean? It's also important for anyone sitting here listening that maybe has a workers' compensation case and maybe they're fairly new into it, maybe they're not too far into it. But eventually someone is going to raise the term maximum medical improvement, and it's often referred to as MMI. And the reason it's important that every claimant should understand what that term means is it can affect your financial benefits that workers' compensation pays for you. So what maximum medical improvement means is that the doctor in your case, the workers' comp doctor, has determined that your medical condition and your injury, you have gotten to the point where there is no further recovery. Doesn't mean that you're back to being perfect. Doesn't mean you're back to pre-accident level. It just means that the doctor, from their perspective, doesn't believe that there's anything further that can be offered to improve your condition. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't continue to get medical care. You may still be entitled to medical care. You may still need medical treatment, whether that be injections or medication. But the doctor's saying that that treatment isn't going to improve you. It's just going to keep you at status quo or maintain your level of pain. And so the reason it's important is because your temporary benefits that maybe are being paid biweekly could stop once the doctor renders you at maximum medical improvement, or MMI. There again, it goes back to important having communication with your doctor, and also looking at the forms that you get from the doctor's office. If they check on that second page that you're at maximum medical improvement, you need to know what the next step is in your case. You need to be prepared for what could potentially happen. Again, your benefits may stop. You may or may not be entitled to other classifications of benefits after that MMI date. There's a number of different types of benefits that one may be entitled to, or there may be no benefits that that person is entitled to. So the other thing is, typically in workers' comp, you don't have to pay for your medical treatment. You don't have to come out of pocket until you reach maximum medical improvement, at which point the carrier could require you start paying a $10 copay to see the doctors. Now, there's a lot of variances with regards to that, and there's a lot of things to know about that. But it's important that everyone know that it's coming in their case at some point.
So here's my question. Do people really try to navigate this on their own? I mean, I can't imagine being your everyday, employee and having to go through workers' compensation and trying to figure out what all this language means on their own and what step is next and what form.
A lot of time, most of our calls are fairly early on, a month to 2 months from the date of the accident. But you would be surprised. We get calls 5, 6, 7, 8 years into an accident and treatment, and they've never had an attorney. So it's really personal preference. But again, a lot can happen, and there's a lot of navigating and a lot of things that the carriers don't have to tell you about. That, if you had legal counsel, we would be able to tell you along the way what you're able to.
We've been showing the phone number, the website, and I know this is your passion to make sure that people know these types of things. And I know you're just so open to answering questions. So we hope people do. If they have questions, call Catherine Stowe in her office, because they are eager to help. So good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. We know how busy you are.